And now, suspense.
Like when I watch these movies, even as like a casual fan or just kind of knowing a bit about these franchises, I'll watch it and I'm like, why would they do this? Like it feels so like disjointed from everything else. And I mean, we kind of owe
Mm-hmm.
that, but I also can't blame them because that's our fault too, because we're not watching original films. Look at The Last Duel. Like The Last Duel came out, and that was probably like one of the
Yeah.
best movies I've seen in a long time. But no one watched it because no one wants to watch
Oh, it's
original
great.
films. And but you slap Halloween on it or Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, people eat that shit up.
Mm-hmm.
So in a way, we're to blame for
Exactly.
that. We're totally to blame for that.
And the only way you can really get like original stuff made now, or at least stuff not connected to previous franchises, is the people behind it have to already be insanely popular. Like Jordan Peele, I'm not the biggest fan of his movies. You know, and I think we talked about that. Like I think he's fine. He does some decent work. I think his writing isn't the best, but I do respect that like he wants to make original movies. He's like he doesn't want to do a pre-existing franchise thing. With Candyman, he just wrote the screenplay for, and then someone else like I think two other people co-wrote it as well. So I think he more so probably just pitched the idea to get his name attached to it so that people would watch it. So I respect that he wants to do his own original ideas, and those are very successful. But it's because he is attached, which gives that boost, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like the only two routes nowadays you have to have nowadays: either a franchise people are familiar with, or it's people who make it are everyone's familiar with. So it creates that issue. Or like of course there's a third route where you have a sleeper hit that comes out of nowhere, but those are so rare nowadays, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I think Barbarian was like the most recent horror film that got a lot of traction despite not the best marketing. Or I think the most notable guy attached to it is Justin Long, and he's not in the whole thing. Like the writer and director is from the Whitest Kids You Know, that's a sketch comedy group from back in the day. So someone from that sketch group wrote and directed it, but like he hasn't had star power in like 15 years. Like I love the guy, but only like there's no one that famous in the movie. So that's the only one like recently I can think of where it's like, yeah, people actually are talking about it. That's like completely disconnected from anything else, you know?
Yeah.
Other than that though, you gotta either be famous or be attached to a franchise that's already recognizable. And like I said, we're kind of to blame for that because we only watch stuff that we're familiar with now, unfortunately.
Yep. We love franchise. We love like blockbusters and all that stuff. And when it comes to like original, we're not willing to take a chance on it. Which is but I that's like I think the benefit of streaming. Like we get into wars about it in the physical media realm. Like we get into wars about like, oh, streaming is better than physical media or physical media is better, where I like both. I'm right in the middle. I love being able to actually physically own movies because I personally don't like owning something that I can't tangibly hold. To me, that is just an odd concept. Like, I own this. It's like, but do you though? Because you can't. I mean, if I buy a car, but I can't drive it, it's like, so you own a car, but you don't. You know what I mean? Like the concept of that is weird to me, and that's why I don't like. That's why the buying like stream. That's why I stream. I don't buy anything like digitally. Like if I have like a film digitally, I don't buy it because it just feels weird to me. Like I'll stream it, but like I don't want to buy it. Like if I buy it, if I'm paying money for it, like for this specific thing, then I have to be able to hold it and stuff. And to me, the one of the many benefits of streaming is that they will put out a lot of stuff. Like how many times have we heard that like they don't want to put out certain movies in theaters or whatever because it's not going to get much of an audience, so they put it on streaming. There's so many movies out there that have such popularity and all that stuff that you never would have even saw or even heard of if it weren't for streaming, because the studios didn't have enough confidence to put it out in theaters. So they're just like, whatever, we'll just throw it on the streaming service. It gets super popular, and from there it could spawn a franchise or could be released on physical media soon after, you know? So with that, I think streaming has done a lot of really good things. And to be honest with you, I like streaming. I probably stream more movies now than I even watch than throw in my movies like my 4K player or whatever sometimes. And that's mostly because it's just convenience. I get home, I literally just have to press a button instead of going to my room and like looking at every fucking movie that I have and just kind of sitting there for like 20 minutes trying to figure out what I want to watch. And I'm just like, take it off the damn shelf, go take it to the room, put it in the player, push another button. And I'm just like, that took like 30 minutes just to put something on. Whereas with streaming, I literally am just like scrolling through shit for like maybe 5 minutes. And then I'm like, all right, there we go. Boom, let's watch that. Super easy. Like, so
Yes.
I see,
Same deal.
yeah, I see the benefits, but I also see the cons. I see pros, there's cons. I'm not the kind of person that has money to throw at every new release that comes out. So
Yeah.
if it's streaming, if I can find it on streaming, boom, that's what I'm doing, because that way I can watch it. And then if I think it's worth it, then I'll buy the physical release of it. I don't want to just blindly, I very rarely blind buy any movies, because I don't want to just like waste money or my time. And then the aftermarket, like trying to the resale market of physical media is like, it's not even worth it. Because I'll see a lot of people that do videos on like they buy movies and like, oh, I bought this movie and I bought a shit ton of movies at Goodwill or the swap meet or some pawn shop or whatever. And they're like, and I'll just sell them. I'll just sell them afterwards. I'm like, bro, you'll be lucky to get a third of what you paid for it, because as much as we love physical media and it does sell a lot, the secondary market for physical media is complete garbage. You can't go anywhere. Like, you know how many movies I've sold to like used media stores like FYE or Zia or whatever, and the movies that I take to them, a lot of them I bought like full price, and then I'm taking them and they're all like Blu-ray or 4K. I pay like what, average like 15-20 bucks from them. I'll be lucky enough to get like $2 for each movie. Like, the exchange of that is like you're basically losing money. Like, you're losing money like majorly. So to me, it's weird when people do that. They'll be like, oh, I bought this movie, it's out of print and blah blah blah. And I'm like, bro, you'll be lucky enough to even sell that thing for what it's worth online, you know?
Very niche. It's
a weird.
I think the last time I can't think the last time I bought something just because I looked at the cover and stuff. I mean, I bought X recently. That's only because I've seen trailers, I heard good things. So I'm like, okay, this does interest me already. But it's very rare that I'll like buy a movie with no idea what it is. Or like, even when I'm in the store, I'll pull up my phone. I'm like, let me just look what this is real quick, because this case isn't telling me much. But yeah, it's like also with the prices too of like Blu-rays and stuff, which is why I like buying used stuff. Like from like, there's a store down the way. It's a media store. They have books and comics and everything. That's where I begin a lot of these movies for like dirt cheap. They have like, buy two get one free deal, and the DVDs are only like $4 a piece, $3 a piece. I'm like, so if you get like you get three movies for like $6. That's a good deal. And so that's why I begin so many DVDs. But like, when it comes to like new movies and stuff, it's hard to really like justify trying to spend $20-$25 on a Blu-ray or 4K, because you're kind of like, I could just stream it, like I want to buy the new Doctor Strange because like I thought it was a lot of fun, but that Blu-ray is still like 20 something bucks. I don't like it that much where I can watch it on Disney Plus, which I did. I was gonna buy a Blu-ray because I want the behind the scenes stuff with Sam Raimi. I want to see that. But then when I actually go to Walmart or the store, it's still like $22.99. Yeah. I'm like, I don't want it that bad. It's been like 6 months.
Disney movies very rarely ever go on sale. That's why a lot of like the Disney movies that I get them at my Zia, because every once in a while they know that Disney movies don't move until they just give up and throw it in the sale bin for like $10, and that's when I swoop it up. I've gotten like so many like brand new 4K Disney movies for $10 at that place, because they know no one wants to buy it. They know they know their stuff doesn't move sometimes, so they gotta just like lower the price, and that's when I swoop in and take it.